I believe that podcasting has really helped Black men be able to speak out because, in general, you remember what happened with Donald Trump in the last election. Black women turned on any Black man that voted for Donald Trump. The liberal left called out Black males as basically sellouts for not voting Democrat. And you have a sitting president who said while he was running, what did he say? Well, Charlemagne, if you don't vote for me, you're not Black.
So you got to explain this to me. Do Black women like Kamala Harris? Because I know that that was a big thing, but I just can't fathom that they do. I mean, is she really resonating? And then is she resonating at all with Black men?
None with Black men at all. We see what she is. There's nothing there. But Black women are resonating this way. Black women like to be involved. So if you tell her she's Black, but she's dating a Black guy that you like, you're going to say that guy, there's a word in our community called color struck. So you're not supposed to like the Black girl with any European features. But if that Black girl with European features gets to be Miss America, then Black women will cheer along with her. Let me give you two stark examples, which a lot of people from your end of the spectrum may not understand. There was a show called, Scandal. Scandal was about a Black woman who was in love with a white man who was the president of the United States, who had a white wife, and he was cheating on his white wife with that Black woman. It was the #1 watched show amongst Black women for 6 years in a row. If you had taken that exact same premise and switched it a little bit and said the president was Black, his wife was Black, and the woman he was cheating on her with was white, it would have gotten probably not even past the pilot, because Black women would have immediately said that that's a problem. You look at the second example, Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle does not look Black at all, but as long as she says she's Black and she steals one of those white men, then every Black woman in the United States sat there and thanked Prince Harry and said, thank you for making a Black woman a queen. Now that Black woman, if I dated her and I was doing my podcast with her, you know what they would say? I was a sellout and I was a colorist because I only like her because she looks white. That is what happens when you're dealing with Black women. That's why they're forcing people who are mixed. You ever notice when mixed people say, like Tiger Woods, well, I'm not Black, I'm everything I'm mixed with. Who comes out and tries to force them to say they're Black? Black females.
A very interesting dynamic. Kamala Harris should be very thankful, though, because I think that that's why she got where she is. I don't think she's ever going to be president, but there's still some kind of a loyalty to her. But I think you're right about Black men. I think they look at Kamala Harris as a joke, and I don't think they're impressed in the least about that. I want to talk about somebody else that I think is a secret conservative, maybe not so much secret. I think 50 Cent is a conservative, and I'll tell you why. Because I follow him, and I followed him for a long time. Not only does he post about bail reform, not only does he post a lot about Diddy, which I want to ask you about, but he posts about Donald Trump. The other day he posted like a funny meme about Donald Trump looking up and seeing an F Joe Biden in the eclipse. I mean, I think 50 Cent is a conservative, but I am one that likes to jump into the comments. And some of his fans and followers really hate that I'm in the comments pointing out that he's a conservative, but I think that he is. And I'm wondering if you think that there is going to be a time where there are going to be other people as prominent as 50 Cent that come out and say, you know what, I'm a Trump supporter. Will we ever see that day?
Listen, 50 Cent and I have had our little back and forth, our beefs, and it all revolved around one thing, Black women. And then he would come into my DMs and tell me, I see what you're saying, but you probably shouldn't say it out in public. So that lets me know that he understands where I'm coming from. I'm like the small rudder on a big, big ship. I started it out saying a lot of things that a lot of people said you can't say, but the men already heard us say it in the barbershop, but they knew you couldn't say it there. So when you hear a lot of men like 50 Cent, you hear a lot of men like Charles Barkley, you hear a lot of men like even Stephen A. Their persona, because publicly you have to do it, is we're down, the Black woman is queen, and the white man is always oppressing us, even though I'm in a yacht. Second off, you turn around and you look at these guys, though, they have a yacht and they want their yacht to be safe. Their kids go to private school. They don't go to the same schools as the sexy reds go to, high on marijuana when she's going to talk to. Conservatism is natural for a man. It just is. When you're young, what's the old saying? When you're young and you're a conservative, you're a coward. But when you're old and you're a liberal, you're a fool.
Yep.
It's true.
No, it seems to be exactly what you're saying. And, I would think that conservatism and capitalism works for everybody. I would think it also works for black women. So it's confusing to me why they're so married to a Democrat Party that's doing nothing for them. I mean, whatsoever.
Something for them.
What's
I
that?
hate to say it, but it is doing something for them. Victimhood. Can you imagine waking up every day? Well, I've known you for years and you are a very hard worker, but you understand to get where you're getting, it takes hard work. A lot of people don't have that. To be a victim, all you have to do is lay back and grab a Mai Tai and accept whatever you get from it. Basically, you're walking around with a jar or a cup, and you're expecting the world to feel sorry about the situation you're in, even when you're not in that situation. I had a black woman show me today about how black women are so educated, and they're educated. And I had this wedding, and all the women in the party were talking about the degrees that they have. Interesting during the woman's wedding, but nonetheless, I responded. I said, great, since you're all doing so well, maybe you'll stop complaining about white supremacy and white oppression, because it obviously hasn't hit you. Well, have you noticed they're the ones who are saying with the forgive student loans. Oh, we want to forgive our student loans. Yes, Joe Biden said he'll forgive it. You know who he was talking to? He wasn't talking to black men. What black man walked around and said, yes, forgive the student loans? Most of those black men didn't have them.
Yeah.
They're going towards the group who says that they're a victim, and that group that says they're a victim get a bunch of free things. That's it.
Well, the free thing seems to be working for a lot of Democrat voters, regardless of race or gender or anything else.